Today's video follows on from the theme of my last video, which is things I'm surprised aren't possible out of the box with Elementor. So my last video, I showed you how to add a dynamic reading time to your blog posts. So that's what you can see here. So if you haven't checked that one out already, feel free to give that video a watch. And then this video, we're going to focus on this generic share button, which when clicked uses the web share API to open up this share link window, which then means visitors to your site can choose how they want to share your blog posts, whether it's WhatsApp, email, Facebook, or basically anything else that you can see in this window. Now, one of the good things about this button is you don't need Elementor Pro to build it. It is just a button widget and a HTML widget, which means they're both available in the free version of Elementor, so you will be able to build it without a Pro license. You will notice though that I have got these three buttons next to it. These three buttons are part of the share buttons widget, which is actually just in Elementor Pro. So if you are a Pro user, it does look quite good coupling this button up that we're going to build today with the share buttons widget and making it sort of blend in. However, if you're a free user, you can still build the button on its own. It'll just be a standalone share button. So let's get into it. Because I'm a Pro user, I'll be editing my single post template today. But again, you don't need to be a Pro user to add this button. You can just add it directly to your posts or even your pages. It'll still work. So this is my single post template. You'll notice here, I've got my share buttons widget. And you might be wondering why I haven't just used this widget to add the share button. And it's because you'll notice when you're selecting the network to use, there's no option for just generic, so you can't actually add a generic share button. So that's why we're going to create one using just the normal button widget. So to do this, make sure you're in the container where you want the button, click add element, search for the button widget, and then there's just a couple of things we need to do in here to get it working. Give it a button ID of share-button, and that's just so we can target it with the code. And then the last thing we need to do under link options here is just add a custom attribute. So the custom attribute is aria-label and then type share this article. And that just helps with accessibility. So once we've added that, we're going to add a HTML element. So I'm just going to search HTML. Within here, open up some script tags. And then I'll include a link to this code in the video description, but this is the code here in this code snippet. Add a share button to your WordPress blog posts. We're just going to copy this code, go back to the edit, and then paste it in between these two script tags. And then I often like to, within the HTML advanced settings, just position it absolute to make sure it doesn't interfere with any layout. So within here, position absolute. This is obviously just optional. And then I'll publish this. And we'll go and refresh the blog post. And you'll notice here I've got the button. I'll click on it and it works straight away. It opens up the generic share window using the web share API. So that's how to get it functional. And I'll now show you, this is obviously optional as well, but I'll show you how I've styled it up to get it to match my share buttons. So I'm now back in the editing page. I'm just going to click on the little eye to hide the HTML widget here, which means we can see our buttons together. And obviously they're not styled the same at all at the moment, which is what we're going to fix. So if you're a Pro user, you're going to want to match your share button styling. I'll show you now how I've styled up my share buttons if you like the style of them. Within content, I've got a view of icon, skin minimal, and shape of circle. And then within style, I've got a column and row gap of 10 pixel, button size of 1, and an icon size of 22 pixel. And I've also just chose some custom colors for my icons. Now, the 10 pixel column gap is worth noting because you'll want the same gap between your icons here and your new generic share icon. So to do that, make sure within the parent container that houses both sets of your buttons, your container also has a column gap of 10 pixel or whatever you have chosen for your column gap. Just make sure it matches here within your container. It matches the columns gap here within your share buttons. So now going into the button, I'll show you how to style this up to match. So within the content of my button, I don't need any text. So I'm just going to delete this because I'm just going to use an icon. So I'm going to click on the icon library and find the share button, which is here, share alt, insert this. And then within style, I want to give this a size of 21 pixel. And then I know my icon's 22 pixel, but what I found is 21, just 1 pixel less worked quite well. Text color, I want as dark. So this is just a global color I've got. And then the color itself, I've chose this lighter color and I've set it to 90% opacity because I want the full opacity on hover. So I'm going to click hover and I'm now going to set that color again, but I'm not going to change the opacity. And then down here, I want a border radius of 50 pixel just to make it circular. And then we're going to need to edit the padding as well. So I want top and bottom padding of 12 pixel. And then rather than giving the left and right 12 pixel, I've made the right padding 13 pixel and the left padding 11 pixel, just because the icon's a little bit off center. So I find this works quite well. And these buttons, when you add them up, these padding values, sorry, they make 45 pixel because you've got a top and bottom of 12, which is 24 pixel. Add the 21 pixel here is 45, and it's the same for left and right. Again, 24 pixel. Add the 21 here is 45. And that's important because I know my other buttons are 45 pixel in size. So I've published that. And if I now refresh it, get out my measuring tool, and then these buttons, you'll notice they say 45 pixel underneath, 45 pixel. And now when I click on my new button, that's also 45 pixel. So it's the exact same size. So that now blends in perfectly with the other buttons, and it still works on click. You still get your window that opens up. So that's the button now complete. Now I'll just show you some customizations you can make to the code if you want. I'm now back on my editing page again, and I've just opened up the left-hand panel here so we can see our code in full. And within the code, it's just these two fields here, title and text, that I'd recommend you tweaking and testing out just to see how they work. So for the title, I've included document.title as the value. So what that means is when a user or a visitor shares the page of a post, it should include the title of it, the page title or the post title within the message. And it's the same sort of thing for the text. It should include check out this article and then the document title within the message. And I've added the document title within both of these fields because on testing, depending on the method of sharing, whether it's WhatsApp or email, and even depending on the device, whether it's an Android or an Apple device, it varies how the message is presented because sometimes the title field is ignored. And that's why I've included document title within the text as well, just to make sure there's a better chance of the actual post or page title being included. But like I say, it's worth you testing this out and just seeing how they work. And that's how you add a generic share button to your WordPress posts or pages that when clicked gives visitors the option on how they want to share your post or page. Again, it's just something I was quite surprised wasn't available out of the box with Elementor. So that's why I've created this video, and now you do have that option. If you haven't already seen my video on how to add a dynamic reading time to your posts, I think that one's worth a watch. But yeah, if you have enjoyed this one, guys, feel free to give it a like, comment, or subscribe. And I hope to see you in the next one.